What is going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome back to another episode of Dragon Ball Q&A, where today we have lots of awesome questions to go through, and I am personally very excited because today we're going to focus primarily on the Xenoverse Survival Tournament. So just like myself, I hope you guys kick back and enjoy as we go through a load of Dragon Ball questions. And I do want to say before we begin the video, if your opinions differ from mine, if you guys have anything to add, then simply go on ahead and post your comments down below, as these questions are also applied to you guys as well. And of course, if you guys have any question of your own that you want to ask me to be featured in the next episode, go on ahead and post your comments down below. If you guys are Dragon Ball fans, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more Dragon Ball news, information, updates, discussions, and of course Q&A sessions. So without wasting any time, guys, let's go on ahead and begin with our very first question of the day, which is from Son Goku. I'm really happy you brought back the Q&A videos. I was hoping if I could ask you some questions since I loved your previous episode. Thank you, man. And I don't think anyone asked you about the following characters. Question number 1, do you think Android 17 is going to do better in the tournament than Android 18? I don't think he would, only because 18 has more fighting experience than him. So your thoughts? Question number 2, would you favor 17 or Piccolo to do better in their fights? Question 3, do you believe they could potentially have another arc in store for us once this is over? I would personally like to see them go to Universe 6 and explore the Saiyan planet of Planet Sadala. Thanks, Alex. Well, thank you so much for the questions, by the way. Now, to answer your first question, do I think Android 17 would do better than Android 18? I don't want to really question and rule out Android 17 just because if you guys remember back when he was fighting Piccolo during Dragon Ball Z, when he was fighting Piccolo prior to Cell arriving, Android 17 was putting in some work. Android 17, I do think, is set to be stronger than 18, not by much, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure if that's the assessment, then I don't really see Android 17 having that much of a hard time. And I mean, yeah, I can see your viewpoint on Android 18. She was there during the Buu saga, she was there when she confronted Beerus, so she does have a little bit more fighting experience in essence, but does that mean she's going to do better? I don't think so. And it's kind of a hard thing to say because we haven't seen Android 17 in such a long time, so I cannot wait to see what he can do, especially having to look back and remember his fight with Piccolo. And even during the Dragon Ball Super opening, we get to see how 17 is just going all out. He unleashes like this giant blast. So I have lots of hope for 17, not unless, of course, Toei and Akira Toriyama, they decide to swerve everything and just, kind of like, just blow off our expectations and the androids lose like in the first round. That'll really suck. So I'm really hoping that 17, despite who he fights, actually wins for once, because ever since the Cell saga, we haven't seen much of 17 at all. I mean, we saw little glimpses of him during the Buu saga when he gave over his energy to Goku and stuff, but after that, nothing. So I'm really hoping that even after he became a park ranger and he had his own family or whatever, I really hope that he still remains as one of the ruthless androids, a part of the duo. So I would have to say, in my opinion, I definitely favor 17 over 18 just because we haven't seen him in such a long time. I cannot wait to see if my expectations are going to be met with 17 putting in some work. If you guys feel differently, if you guys feel 18 is better, let me know why. But for me, I can't wait to see 17 in action because 17 was one of those dudes that was very, very ruthless. So I can't wait to see what he's going to do. Now, to answer your second question, favoring 17 or Piccolo to do better, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to have to go with my boy Piccolo. Piccolo all day because Piccolo is a strategist. He even said so in Dragon Ball Super when he fought Frost. He is a brilliant fighter, and of course the whole notion of dodge. So Piccolo is not dumb. Piccolo knows, firsthand how to go into a fight prepared. He's like the Batman of the team. So I'm going to have to favor Piccolo over 17 just because I believe Piccolo had gotten much stronger since, Dragon Ball Z, obviously enough, of course. Even though he's been babysitting and he's been doing, caretaking on the side, I do want to say that Piccolo, despite, how nerfed he may have been, I think that he still has it within him to put on a show, to put on a fantastic fight, especially even in comparison to 17. I'm going to have to say that Piccolo would do much better in his fight as opposed to 17 would. If you guys feel differently, let me know, but I like, especially after having to base Piccolo's assessment back in Dragon Ball Z, even to some extent in Dragon Ball Super when he fought against Frost and stuff, like he did well, even though it's not the same Piccolo as we're used to back in Dragon Ball Z. Once Piccolo goes full on in, I'm pretty sure he's going to become very dangerous. Now, to answer your third question, everybody wants to see the Saiyans go to Universe 6 and visit the Saiyans over on Planet Saddle. Now, I don't really mind that at all, and I do think that Toei Animation, Akira Toriyama, Toriotaro, Shueisha, I'm pretty sure and I'm pretty confident that going into whatever arc comes after this, there's bound to be one. I mean, there has to be. Even though you have to ask yourself, it's like, okay, well, how big can we actually get from like this giant multiverse tournament? It may seem like this is it and this is like the culmination of everything. However, something could occur during this arc that's going to, you know, play off into something else, like a side story per se. Maybe there's some tension between the Z fighters and a different god, or maybe someone requests for Goku's assistance in their universe because there's been a bunch of stuff going on and gods can't really intervene with good and evil, whatever, like, you know, stuff like that. So we could see an interaction that leads into something else. However, just like you and everyone else, everyone wants to see Universe 6, you know, be involved in all the Saiyans on that homeworld. I mean, yeah, I would like to see that as well. I would love to see Vegeta's reaction upon going to that planet and then meeting all the Saiyans and meeting the king. Like, that would be amazing to see because Vegeta is the prince of all Saiyans in Universe 7, not Universe 6. This is an entirely different parallel world. So, for me, I'm going to have to say I do believe that there is going to be another arc because so as long as Dragon Ball Super continues to make money, these people are going to be pumping out Dragon Ball content, and as a Dragon Ball fanboy, I don't really care. I mean, whatever it is that comes out of this, I'm down for it. I mean, really, like, I just love Dragon Ball that much. I mean, I'll accept whatever they give us, so as long as it's good and it has, you know, some thought put into it. However, in terms of Universe 6, that may or may not happen. I mean, that all depends on what happens in this arc, but for me at least, I wouldn't mind that at all. But for like, if you're talking about like specifics, I can't really give you one right now because the possibility is just endless for there to be many other side stories. So anyways, Mr. Son Goku, thank you for the questions and I hope you have a fantastic day, my friend. Now moving on to the next question, which is from T-Man171717. Hey Alex, love your videos, man. Now on to the questions. Thank you. What if the masked fighter was somewhat of a surviving god of destruction from the universe destroyed before? Do you think that would change the story too much, or would it be too OP? Question 2, would you want the other gods of destructions to fight each other even though this is forbidden? I think it would be just cool, a cool way for Akira to show the other gods' powers. Well, first off, I want to say thank you for the questions. Now, to answer your first question, we never really truly found out the, you know, overall backstory as to what happened to the other gods and the angels that the Omni King had supposedly destroyed, because I do believe there were 16 universes and the Omni King destroyed 4, if I'm not mistaken. Those are a lot of universes and a lot of life and a lot of planets and a lot of gods that have been killed off, right? So, for this masked fighter to be a surviving god of destruction, and again, this all depends on when you're watching this video, of course, I don't think that's a bad idea. But then again, what would be his motive in competing in this tournament? To prove what? To gain the Dragon Balls and restore his universe? I mean, that could be one solution to the problem, but for him to be a god of destruction, even if that were the case against Goku, Goku would lose. There should be no reason in the world why a possible surviving god of destruction would be able to lose to someone like Goku if that were the story. Now, since I don't believe that this is any sort of surviving god, I do want to say that this person might be supremely powerful, but I don't want to go off the rail here and say that he's going to be too OP'd, because at this point, I don't really think the word OP'd even matters, because quite honestly, the most OP'd ones in Dragon Ball Super right now are the Omni King and the Grand Priest. Those two are the most OP'd characters in Super. So for this guy to come into the picture and having to be a surviving god, I wouldn't mind that, but I would like to see him be kind of like, you know, figured out by the Grand Priest and having to be disqualified, because, I mean, you can't really have gods participate in this tournament. So for someone to find out and say, wow, hey, wait a minute, stop the fight, he's a Hakai, like he's a god of destruction, and then, you know, for there to be like some sort of tension going on, I mean, that'd be pretty cool, but I don't think this guy is a surviving god. It would have been a cool concept to get revenge, but I really can't see that happening at all. And to answer your second question, the gods fighting each other, well, you have to ask yourself, it's like, for what reason would the gods even have to fight each other? It's like, yeah, I mean, they could easily fight because of ego purposes, or they could fight because they disagree on something, but having to be a part of this tournament and having to fight, you have to ask yourself, it's like, what would be the reason they would fight in the first place, you know? If one universe loses and the other one wins, I mean, that's a reason to start a fight. It's just like, hey, don't get me wrong, I would love to see the gods fight. I want to see Beerus fight the clown. I want to see Seadra fight the fox. I want to see the goddess fight the aqua fish looking dude. Like, that'd be crazy, but I don't think the gods are ever going to fight, because we got a brief glimpse as to what happened between Champa and Beerus, and Vados and Whis having to step in and say, yo, enough is enough. You can't do that, because that's a direct violation of the natural laws and having gods touch each other. So even if that were the case, since they're fighting in a place where time and space doesn't exist, I'm guessing that, yeah, that would be a really cool time and place to have a fight, because you can't really destroy the fabrics of anything, right, since the Omni King is there. But in terms of in general, would I like to see it? Of course I would, but would it actually happen? I highly doubt that, like a lot. But either way, Mr. T-Man, thank you for the questions, and I hope you have a fantastic day, my friend. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Michael. Hey, Alex, I've just got to say I love your content. Thank you, man. You're definitely one of my favorite Dragon Ball YouTubers. I've always been debating it with my friends. Well, I have to say thank you so much for supporting the channel, and thank you so much for actually sticking on by and just, you know, considering me to be your favorite amongst many, and that really means a lot to me. So thank you so much for just your overwhelming support, man. Like, that really means more to me than anything else. So question number 1, do you think we will see a new transformation? Question 2, do you think that Goku and Vegeta will hog the spotlight in the next arc? Question 3, do you think Roshi or Krillin, or anyone else for that matter, may be killed during this tournament? Thank you, and shoutouts to DBZ Amino. Check it out. Well, I'm definitely gonna check it out. I've heard a lot about it, but I've never checked it out before. So thank you for the questions. To answer your first question, that first question is very tricky, because we don't know if it is going to be a new transformation that's going to debut, if it's going to be a new technique, a new ability of Kaioken being revealed or something. Who knows? To me, in my opinion, I would like to see a new form. I would like to see one last form, and that is it. No more forms, no more Super Saiyan 6, 7, 8, 9, no more Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Ascended God, Ultimate Perfection Green, Kaioken times 20. No, I want to see at least one more form that that just completely blows right past Super Saiyan Blue and is the pinnacle of what a Super Saiyan God is. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I would like to see. However, do I think we'll see a new form? It's up in the air right now. I mean, I would like to say yes, considering the idea that they can sell toys and lots of merchandise and DLC for video games and promotional use. So yeah, sure, I mean, there could be one, but do I think there is going to be one? Honestly, I'm just not sure. I mean, I want to say yes, so that's just going to be my answer. If you guys feel differently, let me know. Because some people actually believe that Super Saiyan Blue is going to be like the be-all, end-all for this entire show. So you might be right, you might be wrong. I mean, but for me, I want to see a new form. I want to see at least one more form that kind of go past Super Saiyan Blue, but it's definitely not easy to achieve. Now, to answer your second question, do I believe that Goku and Vegeta will hog all the spotlights in the next arc? Well, I mean, we just started the current arc, so I don't really want to say that they're going to be hogging anything in the next arc, because we don't even know what the hell the next arc is going to be, because this one hasn't even started yet. So I'm gonna have to say that in terms of Goku hogging the current spotlight, then yes, I do think that he is going to be a primary vocal point as to what's going to be going on. I think that he's going to be definitely in the finals this time, similar to the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 battle. I think that Goku is going to push through in trying to, you know, defeat everyone and getting his little wish granted and having to fight all the multiverse's strongest. So yeah, in terms of Goku, I can see that. In terms of Vegeta, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of other characters like Gohan, Piccolo. We have Krillin, even though Krillin's not really a primary character. I don't want to say Vegeta is going to get the entire spotlight. I mean, I would like to see it happen. I would like to see Vegeta have like a really dragged on fight with someone like Hit or something like that. But in terms of Vegeta hogging the spotlight, I don't think Vegeta is going to hog the spotlight as much as Goku, because I definitely think that Goku is going to go into this tournament, and whenever he decides to fight the Masked Fighter, that's when the spotlight's going to be on him, because that's when everything's going to be on the line, and he's going to have no other choice but to go all out. Now, to answer your final question, will Roshi or Krillin or anyone else for that matter die? Well, this has actually been, you know, talked about in the community. We don't know if people are allowed to die. So we don't know if like someone's allowed to get killed or someone's allowed to just kill someone or whatever. We don't know that. So if the Grand Priest sets the rules and say, you know what, killing's allowed, then yeah, I mean, half of Universe 7 would get wiped out, you know what I'm saying? But all in all, I don't think that anyone's gonna die. I think that some guys might come close to the brink of death, but I don't really want to go off the rail and say that, oh yeah, Tien's gonna die, Krillin's gonna die, Roshi's gonna die, 18's gonna die. No, I don't think that at all. But what I do want to say is that I think that somebody, whether that be Krillin or Gohan or Roshi, someone's gonna get badly injured to the point where they can't just continue. I mean, they're on the brink of death, but they're not gonna die. You get what I'm saying? But all in all, I don't think that nobody's gonna die, but that's just me, of course. If they allow death, oh my god, I mean, someone like Hit would have a ball, because all he has to do is just strike you once and you're dead. So once again, my friend, I do want to say thank you so much for the questions, and I hope you have a wonderful day, my friend. Now moving on to the next question, which is from Reflex34. What's up, Alex? I hope you're having a chill day. It's pretty cold in my room, man, so I guess you could say I'm having a chill day. You inspire me daily. Thank you, man. So I wanted to say thank you so much for your time. Listen, brother, I love what I do. I love talking about Dragon Ball. I love interacting with Dragon Ball. You guys have seen it previously. I've done mods. I've done Q&As. I just love Dragon Ball. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me, dude. Seriously. I have some questions, and I hope you can answer them, please. Question number 1, if Universe 7 teams win the tournament, do you believe Beerus will forgive Goku for his arrogance in reminding the Omni King of this battle? It's a good question. Question 2, what are your thoughts on the designs of the Gods of Destructions? I personally think some are beyond stupid looking. No effort put into the designs at all, so what do you think? Question 3, do you think the androids will fight together instead of individually? And last question, if female Broly battles Cabba, assuming she's not on Universe 6's team, who wins? Well, thank you for the questions. To answer your first question, if the 7th universe wins, will Beerus forgive Goku? That's kind of like a double standard kind of thing, because it's like Beerus wouldn't really have a reason to be angry at Goku anymore because he kept to his word and he won. However, I can still see Beerus saying, you know what, enough is enough. You're not going to talk to the Omni King again. I mean, you already had a close call with him before. I think it's time for you to either give me that button or I'm going to take it from you. So I do think that despite what happens, Beerus is not going to let this go. I think that Beerus, regardless of what happens, is going to confront Goku on this, despite if they even win, because even if they win, Beerus is still going to be upset that Goku risked like the entire universe just to have his little fight. So do I believe Beerus will forgive Goku? No. Just because Goku's overconfidence on being friends with the Omni King gets in the way of Beerus' order and judgment in that universe. Because Goku is defying the gods. He's defying the gods and befriending the Omni King and treating him like a casual friend. And Beerus is telling him, like, listen, I know the Omni King better than you do. Stop this nonsense, because if this continues, you're going to be solely responsible of, you know, destroying a lot of things. As he said before, you know, you're very naive and that could be a menace to this universe. So I don't think he's going to forgive him, man. To answer your second question, my thoughts on the designs. I'll be honest, there are a few of them, like the elephant, like the clown, like the fish, like the fox, like the goddess, that I really, really like. Then you got like that centipede looking dude. You have the mouse that I really cannot stand. You have that big ass machine looking dude. Some of the gods look really stupid in design. I've seen several fan depictions of like a cobra god, a tiger god, a shark god. Like, they looked pretty fucking menacing. So in comparison, I'm gonna have to say that there are certain gods that I'm just a little on the fence about. I'm just like, I'm not really digging this too much. Like, for example, like the little Karibo looking dude, he looks horrible as well. So I'm not too fond of most of their like designs because it just feels lazy to me. I definitely like the clown. He's one of my favorites so far amongst Beerus and everyone else. And I think the fish god as well, and perhaps even the fox. But in terms of like design, Akira Toriyama has always been simple when it comes to design, so you can't really fault him at that. The community, they look at it a certain way, they look at it differently in terms of having, like, you know, different gods of destructions in the way how they would depict them and how they would look. But I think that some designs, like the mouse and whatever, they look dumb, but everyone else is just fine to me. If that's just my opinion, of course. Now, to answer your third question, will the androids fight together instead of as individuals? I honestly don't see them fighting together because so far, we haven't really seen a team fight. Not unless, of course, the Omni King and the Grand Priest change those rules and they say, all right, you know what? Let's go ahead and do 2v2s, 3v3s. Then yeah, I mean, if the androids fight together, they would be unstoppable, man. Like, those two are dangerous. Those two are very dangerous because they know each other. They're brother and sister. So why wouldn't they have that advantage? However, do I think they're going to fight as individuals? Yes, because during some of the introduction previews, we don't see them together. We see them separate. So my guess is that we're going to be seeing them as individuals. And to answer your final question on female Broly versus Cabba, that's kind of a hard thing to say because Cabba's pretty strong, or at least he got strong, and after taking that punch from Vegeta, you can only imagine the Zenkai boost that he must have received. So I can't really say for sure. I'm going to have to go with probably Cabba over female Broly because, I mean, what are they going to say? Oh, she's the legendary Super Saiyan of like this time or whatever. It's like, oh man, again with this, BS. But I think that definitely having a look at it, I would have to go with Cabba because people tend to underestimate Cabba, but once he gets in there and his emotions get triggered, he's a tank. Like, you can't mess with this dude. Like, he's gonna bring it. He's gonna bring his A game. So I would have to say Cabba. But anyways, Mr. Reflex, thank you for the questions, and I hope you have a fantastic day. And once again, everybody, I want to say thank you all so very much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A. If you guys have any questions of your own to ask me, drop your questions down in the comment section below for the next episode of Dragon Ball Q&A. If you guys want to see if you guys ultimately want to see the episode faster or at least sooner than normally, I mean, if you guys want to see it tomorrow or something, just let me know. If this video can do well enough, then I'm definitely going to post it up as soon as possible. But I want to know your thoughts and your feedback down below, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you guys are fans, don't forget to subscribe. Tune in for the next episode. We have a lot to discuss and a lot to talk about, and I'll be seeing you all in the upcoming Q&A video. Take it easy, guys, and God bless. Peace.